Bellott.
Thank you, Ken. He can't get rid of me. Every time they turn around, it's right. I came here in a van. I wanted a chicken fest with $5 left to my name. I lived out of my van till I lived on the floor of the shop at Brian's Motorsports in Hendersonville, Tennessee. And now I got my own shop I can live on a futon with. And I'd like to do this new song for you. It's called In God's Hands. It's about what's going on in Sumner County. And I think all over the country in schools and public schools and all the governmental intrusion in our lives. So I bought this Gibson guitar. Even though I was loyal to Taylor guitars for so many years, I went out and bought a Gibson guitar for $1,400, and it's the best thing I ever did because I fell in love with it, and I'm selling my Taylor. And this is called In God's Hands. At a public school in 4th grade in 1961, we'd start each day the same way, say the 23rd Psalm. We'd pledge allegiance to the flag, recite the golden rule, and the 10 commandments proudly hung in the hallway of the school. Every time there was a gathering, someone would always pray. There was no doubt that back then God blessed the USA. Now it seems we turned our back on God, though we say in God we trust. And I wouldn't blame him in the least if he turned his back on us. His holy name and the terrorist attacked. You know the devil and his gang will keep on coming back. What's next for us? What does it take to make us understand? We need to take this country back and put it back in God's hands. My granddaughter's in the 4th grade. I went to school with her today. We pledged allegiance to the flag, but under God we did not say. The Bible in the classroom, they didn't know the golden rule. And the 10 commandments were long gone from the hallway of the school. Not even at a football game are we allowed to pray. How could we let this happen? How did it get this way? Our kids aren't taught the truth anymore. Don't you think that it's a shame? The greatest nation on this earth, built upon God's name. Holy name when the terrorist attacked. You know the devil and his gang will keep on coming back. What's next for us? What does it take to make us understand? We need to take this country back and put it back in God's hands. What's next for us? What does it take to make us understand? We need to take this country back and put it back in God's hands. In God's hands. In God's hands. I want to thank Ken Marrero. He did a great speech. I think it's the best speech he's ever done, I think. Yeah, I've heard them all. This was the best. I loved it. I was over there rooting for him.
Guys, thank you so much for being with us today. Again, we want to give a shout out gigcasters.com for the live stream, Scoreboard, and Bellott for making this all available to us, all the wonderful vendors that we've got, and James. My gosh, if you guys enjoyed yourself here, it would not have happened without that woman. Derek Wagner over there, wave your hands, Derek, has run our volunteers today. Ben Cunningham, Tennessee Tax Revolt, and I've had a couple of things to do with this as well. We appreciate you being with us today. We appreciate you standing with Gibson. We still have some things to raffle off over there. We can still use some donations, I'm sure, to help offset costs. As we've said, every money, every dollar over and above expenses goes to Music City Honor Flight. For those of you who don't know, Music City Honor Flight and Honor Flight in general takes veterans and sends them at no cost to Washington, D.C., veterans of World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and then pays for them their stay there and takes them to a trip to the memorial that's there for the war in which they served. World War II Memorial, Korea Memorial, Vietnam Wall. Honor Flight gets everything over expenses. If you're watching on the web still, if you like, please click on the button over the viewer, the web viewer, and make a donation. Folks, I have had a blast today. Thank you for coming out. God bless you, and God bless these United States. Yeah.